Well, here we are again, folks. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. And how are you today? I hope this is finding y'all well and happy and good this morning. And I do know this. The only way that you will ever see one of these tidbits from the Word is to get on it, find it, search it out, or have the Lord directly show it to you, and you have an ear. You'd have to have an ear, not necessarily to listen to Brother Peter, but to listen to what God has to say. I laid in my bed this morning I got 2:11 and laid in my bed until right at 3 o'clock and meditated on many things. I have a son who is a fisherman, a real fisherman. And do you know what? He has to brave the current of the swift water to catch the big fish. You can go out in the smooth water and catch the little fish. But if you want to go out and catch a 15, 20, 30-pound fish in fresh water, you've got to get where the current is as a general rule. You have to go where there are shoals, where there's dangerous water, where there's swift water. Last week I went with him and he said, "Dad, you got to have the right boots on." So he made me put a pair of boots that he had on with ankle stiffeners, a pair of right boots. He said, "When I tell you, now you're going to have to jump out of the boat. Just by faith, you listen to me. When you jump out of the boat, you're probably going to be jumping into 4 or 5 inches of water, because that's all that's going to be under us in those rapids. There's only going to be 4 or 5 inches there. Now, it may be armpit deep. You got to be prepared. But as a general rule, it's only going to be 4 or 5 inches deep, and you're going to have to pull this boat. And it's going to take some strength. But when I say jump, you jump. Do you know what? I'm with my boy. He's a fisherman. He's the one that knows when to say jump. He's the one to know. He's not going to tell his dad to jump out where he's going to drown. He's not going to tell his dad to jump out of the boat where he's going to get hurt. He's going to tell you to jump out of the boat where you're supposed to jump out. Now, by faith, I'm looking at water. If I had a camera and showed you that water this morning, it would make your heart do a double flip. It might make sweat break out on your brow. It might make you say, "You telling me jump in there? I'm jumping out of a perfectly safe boat. Jump out." It's like a man jumping out of an airplane, a perfectly good airplane with a parachute to get a thrill. So when he said jump, you jump. But we got to go up through 1 set, 2 sets, up to the 3rd set of falls to catch the big fish. That's where they are. What are they doing up there? They're up there because the little bait fish went up there where they could get a lot of air, where they could get a lot to breathe, because the water has got hot down low and there's not much air in it. And the little fish have gone up there for 2 or 3 reasons. One reason is they're drove up there by the big fish. The big fish have drove them up there, and they're trying to get out of the way of being eaten. So here they are. And there's another thing. When you're up in that swift water, there are bait fish coming over the dam or under the dam, and they're coming down through those things. And those big fishes are right there with their mouth open. By the way, when you're catching those big fish, you have to throw against the current. You have to throw up and come down with the current. Throw up and come down with the current. Throw up and come down with the current. You don't fish down below pulling up against the current. Those big fish, if you're doing that, you're pulling your bait the same way they're coming. You have to come down to them. If you want to catch a big fish, you got to be in the right place at the right time. You got to have the right know-how, and then you can catch the big fish. I like to go after the big fish. I'm after some big fish right now. Jesus said to Peter, to Andrew, to James, to John, to Mark, to Matthew, to Levi, he said, follow me, I will make you fishers of men. Do you know those guys in their field were all skilled fishermen for what they were doing? Whatever type of thing they were doing, they were skilled fishermen. You know, Matthew was a tax collector. He was a fisherman of taxes. He was a good one. If he hadn't been a good one, Jesus wouldn't have told him, come, follow me. Jesus searched out those he knew would be good fishermen. Jesus said, I'm going to make you fishers of men. You think he's going to choose just anybody? You think he's going to choose a man that he knew was not going to perform, was not going to be what he needed to be? Listen, I had to get out of bed this morning and get out here, get this machine up, get it ready, go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pair of glasses before I could find a pair that I could read with. I've been searching for my magnifying glass. I can't find anything, but I'm not going to be detoured over those things. I'm going to do what God said for me to do, and he will come and he will prepare the place for me to do it. Now, it's very important, if we're going to be fishers of men, that we do what Jesus said to do, and that is get in the way. I'm going to get in the next excerpt. We're going to go to the book of Exodus, and we're going to talk about Moses, and we're going to talk about Jesus saying, I know your name. Moses asked this question in Exodus chapter 33 and verse 14. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. God said to Moses directly, face to face, my presence will go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And verse 15, and he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. He said, God, when your presence is not with me, or if you go not with me, don't carry us up there. Don't carry us to the place, up to that fearful mountain, where that you are going to make the great trembling. We're going to touch the mountain and there's going to be great smoke, where there's going to be great fear. If you don't go with me, do not take us up there, please. Now, this is the way. I'm talking about my son, one of my sons who's a fisherman. I could not go where he goes with his boat because I don't have his ability. I do not have his ability. I cannot see like he sees. Neither can he see spiritually like I see. Now, I headed out this morning at 2 o'clock or so to start out on a children hunting expedition. I'm hunting for the way to get my children 100% to the place where they can hear God and they can say, Lord, if I go this way, are you going with me? Is this the way I can go? Are you going with me? And what is the ultimate end of the Lord going with you? That's to catch the big fish. Well, if you've been out fishing for fish, you know how to catch the big, real fish that you eat. Now how about catching the fish that's been going fishing with you? And catch him spiritually. And you can do that. But you got to keep yourself right spiritually first. You've got to keep yourself in the place where God is. And he said here, God, I want to go to that place, but I want you to go